I admire how men leave when they're not happy. There's this notion out there that men are so tough, and when stuff is not serving them, they're just gonna be like, I'm out. I don't know where this comes from. And you see, I hear a lot of girls say this. And like, I want to be more like that. I want to have the selfishness of a man. Well, men are selfish in some way, but they don't just leave when, stuff's not serving them. Why do you think the cheating numbers are the way they are? Like, the disparity of people that cheat in relationships is incredibly skewed towards men for that reason. They're usually not strong enough to just decide to leave. Men's emotional maturity, I've said this in previous videos, is actually worse than women's. Women are emotionally mature, but a lot of that is stuff they can't help. A lot of that is, I think, biological. So they lord it over us. But that's why, to your credit, if you're a woman watching this, you're able to get in one relationship, get your heart broken, it hurts really badly, but then you get in another one. Whereas you hear a man saying, I was heartbroken in year 10, when I was, 13 years old for my, non-UK viewers. And because of that, I haven't been in a relationship since then. It's too painful, Even the idea of reliving that experience, you don't want to do it. And the other reason why you also get men rarely being in relationships is because a lot of the time it's kind of like, if I get in this relationship now, I find it really hard to then stop being in a relationship. It's not uncommon for a guy to be in a relationship because he likes the girl so much. He doesn't really want to ask her, but she basically says to him, it's either we're in a relationship or I'm going to leave. And he's like, okay, fair enough, I'll do it. So that's my experience. And I feel like a lot of guys have a similar experience. Our level of being able to handle emotional distress, especially, of a romantic nature, it's not very good. Which a lot of that I think is biological, at least the disparity compared to women anyway. I don't think a lot of that is our fault. But yeah, I think this notion just needs to die. Like, I don't know where this experience is coming from. Men do not believe in when stuff doesn't serve them. In fact, they stay as much as they until they reasonably can't. You have men that are serial cheaters, like every other week they're cheating. Why don't you just leave the girl? Physically, emotionally, you can't do it, mate. If the girl left him, he's gonna be shattered. Try to explain that dichotomy. I'll get into the whole conversation around can you cheat on someone and still love them. I'm not really too sure about the answer to that, but there is a tangential conversation to be had around that. But that's kind of why men are able to, or sadly not able to do that, whereas women can just get their heart broken a few months later, find someone else. Let's start again. So this notion needs to die.